You're watching Swimming World TV. I'm your host, Brent Rutemiller, and here we are at the International Swimming Hall of Fame for the groundbreaking of the great renovation of the aquatic facility. And who do we have but Ryan Lochte?
Yes, yes.
Thanks for joining us, Ryan.
Of course, anytime.
You know, when you look at all the things that are going to happen here going forward, and we're rededicating, you know, this whole facility, and it's kind of symbolic that you're here because you're going to rededicate March to 2020. What went into your decision to keep swimming and to take on the challenge of making the team represent the United States again?
You know, I think growing up, I've always, well, after my first Olympics, I was like, you know, I want to...
2004 being your first
yes,
Olympics.
2004, Athens being my first Olympics. I wanted to just make a name for myself and go down in history as one of the top swimmers. And you know, there's only a handful that's made 5 Olympics, and I wanted to be one of those guys.
Wow, so 2004 is one,
2004, 2008 Beijing,
12
London,
16
Rio.
Well, we can skip 20 and just wait for 24 if you want.
Whoa,
5 in a row.
I don't know.
So to go down as one of the top swimmers of all time in the longevity, you know, what do you attest to the longevity, and did that longevity come from how you were trained as you were younger and how you're carrying over now, or is it just more of a mental grind to continue at this? Have you thought about that?
I think it's a combination of everything. You know, when I was little, I was a little kid. I did swimming, but I did basketball, soccer, lacrosse, like you name it. I was doing other sports. And I was just having fun with swimming. I wasn't doing much more than 5,000 meters a day. And,
age 16, 17 at the time? Or younger?
This was all the way up until college.
Really?
Yeah, and like Fridays was Friday Fun Day. Like it was fun for us. I got the opportunity to go to University of Florida.
Okay, now hold on here. So are you nationally ranked as a high school senior in some way? I mean,
I was nationally ranked, but you kind of down at the lower part.
Okay, and you're so obviously you make a decision to go into college.
Yes.
And did your decision to choose a college, was it based on scholarship or academics? I mean, what were you looking when you made your choice of those that are offering to you?
Well, I knew swimming was the sport that I wanted to pursue in.
Okay.
So it came down to what is the best swimming schools out there, and all the best swimming schools out there at the time didn't want to give me a full ride.
Okay.
And
so no one's given. Boy, they probably look back at that. So there wasn't a full ride offer for you out there.
No, not for the major swim schools at the time, like Michigan, USC, Auburn. They said, yeah, like 25 or 50%. I'm like, no, I need a full ride. Like, I can't do this. Then Gregg Troy from University of Florida came, knocked on my door at the last minute being like, I have a full ride for you. I'm like, what? I'm like, where's the papers? I'll sign it right now. And what actually worked out was my dad, he was my first swim coach. All through high school, he was really good friends with Coach Troy. And I was like, Dad, is this a really good decision for me? He's like, he will get you to where you need to be.
So you only get one full scholarship offer in the country. Ryan Lochte goes to the University of Florida. What changed for someone who's only going 5,000 meters a day? What happens when you get on deck with Gregg Troy? Yeah.
Everything changed. I was no longer, like 5,000 was our warm-up when I went to University of Florida. I actually have a unique story. So I was training at University of Florida, doing classes all day, then swimming, and trying to juggle that. And about 2 months into it, we had our first dual meet, and Troy was like, you know, why don't you go home, take the weekend off, don't swim because you're kind of not cutting it so much in practice. Like, I mean, the women were lapping me. Like, I was there, but I wasn't there.
Were you just broken down, or
I don't know. I wasn't.
Okay.
I wasn't the star that they thought I was.
Okay.
So I went home, and my dad was like, "What the hell are you doing here? Go back home. Go back to school and train harder." I'm like, "Okay." So I went back, and something happened with what my dad said. I went back and I just started training a lot harder, putting like my major focus into swimming, and I hardly ever lost the dual meet. I was winning NC2As. I went to the Olympics, so like something
changed.
Something changed, and I was like, you know what? It's time to change.
So when someone in the purists in the sport think of Ryan Lochte, they're thinking 400 IM, 200 backstroke. Was that your focus there? I mean, were you training at that level so that you can then break down into the shorter distances and still work? Was there a focus?
So growing up, I was mainly a freestyler, 200 and 500 freestyler. That's what I got recruited to the University of Florida.and. It wasn't until I got to the university my freshman year when I started doing IM, doing backstroke, butterfly, breaststroke, like all the strokes. And I just started progressing so much in my swimming that I started enjoying it. I was like, I like training other strokes because it's the hardest thing. Anyone can just train one stroke and be good at that one stroke. But it's rare to find an athlete or swimmer to be able to do just as well in every stroke and put that all together. So that was my challenge, and I loved it. And I mean,
well, a lot more versatility and all that. So 2004 rolls around. You're a sophomore at Florida.
I just finished my sophomore year.
Your Olympic team.
And I made my Olympic team. You know, my goal, my dream when I was about 8 years old was going to the Olympics and getting a gold medal. Well, mine was getting an individual gold medal and breaking a world record while doing it. So 2004 came, and I was like, my dreams are starting to come true. I got a gold and silver, and like I was like, but I'm not satisfied. Like, I want more. Mm-hmm. And so right when I got back from Athens, I put another 4-year plan with Troy and worked to 2008 Olympics. And then just
so you're in Beijing. So what was the result in 8?
So in Beijing, I got 2 bronze and 2 golds, and I finally got my first individual gold medal, and I broke the world record while doing it. So I was like, this has been my long time dream ever since I was 8 years old, and it finally just came true.
So why didn't you just stop then?
I wasn't satisfied. I wanted more. I knew in myself that there was so much more that I could accomplish in the sport of swimming, and I wasn't done yet.
So what did you give up, you know, in your lifestyle from 8 to 16 when everyone graduated and everyone's, I mean, how do you bring balance into your life and still focus on this? And well, you're a pro now, and obviously you're being sponsored and all that. So
you know, it's a lot of sacrifices, and this was all my choosing. It wasn't my parents. It wasn't anyone else telling me what to do. It was me. I wanted to make the sacrifices because I had a dream, and I knew if I was gonna go to spring break with all my buddies, or go to graduation parties and or go to the movies and hang out with my friends while I'm missing practice, like I knew if I did those things, I would never reach my dream. And I didn't want that. I never wanted to be like later on in life and be like, well, what if I did that differently? Yeah. So I made sacrifices, and all I can say is all those sacrifices I made are definitely well worth it.
Well, now you're looking at your 5th Olympics.
Yes. 2020.
I mean, what's it going to take? What's it going to take for you to reach that ultimate dream of 5 Olympians, being one of the all-time greats in the sport of swimming?
It's going to take a lot. I'm not a young buck anymore.
34, right?
Yeah, 34.
And you have one kid and another, and you got one on the way, I think?
Yes, one on the way in like 3 months. Okay. So, I mean, my life has changed completely for the best. And yeah, I'm going to be 36 if I make 2020 Olympics.
I heard the word if there.
Because it's not guaranteed.
Yeah. Okay.
But I have a good shot.
Yeah. And I think when I last talked to you, we were talking a little bit of some of the races that you're going to focus on. You were kind of being real coy about that at the time, but I think
I still am.
Yeah, I think making that 800 relay in the 200 free, you know, probably a good
cool.
shot of that.
Yeah.
But I mean, the 400 IM, just that's a beast to train for. I mean.
Yeah, but I mean, I moved back to, I was traveling after 2013. I traveled to Charlotte for a couple of years. I went to LA for another year, and I was like, you know what? If I really want to make a run for this in 2020, I got to go back to where it started. So I moved back to Gainesville, Florida, and I'm training there. And
you're back with Troy?
I'm back with Troy right now.
Yeah.
No, I'm training by myself right now for a couple more months. And then about next year, like in the fall, I'll be back with Troy and, you know, put one last year into it.
Wait, next year in the fall? Next year's the Olympics.
Well,
this will be this fall.
Well, this fall I meant. This fall, sorry.
Right.
Yeah, this fall. So, and then put one great year into it and see what happens.
So when it's all said and done, when someone says Ryan Lochte, what do you want them to remember you by?
A role model. I want to be a good role model for the younger generation, and you know, every day I'm trying to better myself and become a good role model for those kids.
Well, great. Well, we're so happy you're here for the groundbreaking.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I love this pool. This pool, I mean, I've been coming here since 1996.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have
some good swims in this pool.
Good swims, some bad swims. Actually, this is like one of my favorite pools because when I was little, I mean, I got to see so many top Olympians come in here. I watched Michael Phelps, Eric Vent break a 400 IM world record here.
Yeah.
And just watching that is like
beast.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And growing up, like they always had this snow cone stand over here by the diving well. And I just remember after every race, if I did good, if I won, I was able to get a snow cone. So I was like, every year, even in when we were training back home in Daytona Beach, I was like, when are we going to Fort Lauderdale to the Hall of Fame pool so I can get my snow cone? So I mean, this pool, this community, it's home.
There you go. We'll get a snow cone sponsored by Ryan Lochte. It'd be awesome.
See, that's perfect.
Well, maybe you'll come back for our grand opening.
Yes, of course.
Be one of the first in the pool.
Of course. Yes.
So thanks for joining us.
Please.
This is Brent Rutemiller saying, if you want to win, first help someone else win.